Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Remember, you can go on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can go on Spotify and download many different ways to get your 0 to 60 fix. We got a lot to talk about today. Phil Dukes is on the show to talk about recruiting, the transfer portal, and so much more. But Bailey, let's pay some bills and get rolling.
Let's pay some bills. It's going to be a great show on this fine Friday. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with constant real-time odds and action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA and college basketball, NHL to UFC and boxing. Head to the website today to see why BetOnline is America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. Matt, we're here on this fine Friday, and I'm not going to waste no time. Our special guest is here, and I can't wait. It's always a great show when this guest joins. This guest is very, very insightful, one of the smartest human beings I've ever spoken to. So without further ado, let's go Colorado Buffs analyst for DNVR and so many more well-off media with Deion Sanders Jr., Phillip Dukes. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, dog. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. Out here chilling, man. Cold Friday in Atlanta. Probably seeing like a vacation.
How's Thanksgiving? Good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's cold out here.
Yeah, that's real cold. This ain't nothing. Think about it. It's about like 45, something like that. 45, 48, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 25 here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's hot. It's hot with the Heisman Trophy in New York right now. That's for damn sure. So,
Man, what you talking about?
It's gonna be a good day tomorrow to be a Buffalo.
For sure.
Absolutely. And let's get right into that Heisman Trophy. The whole what we've been waiting for, debating all season, comes down to tomorrow. Man, I've had debates with Sean King and Coach JB this morning about this. They're saying Matt McChesney and Deion Sanders jinxed Travis Hunter getting the Heisman. Matt, go ahead and respond to that because I've debated.
I don't know how you can jinx something that's already done. I mean, it's like negative 5,000 on betting sites. So. Yeah. Travis Hunter's winning the Heisman tomorrow night. I mean, I'm pretty confident in being able to say that. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, it would have to be like a mafia fix or something like that. Like
for real. He's won every other award that you can win pretty much, other than the Thorpe, which I don't understand how you can win the Bednarik, but you don't win the Thorpe. That's crazy to me.
It makes sense.
I think it's a lock. I don't even think it's close. So, the other candidates are nice stories and they had good years, but what Travis did was, I think it'll be looked back on as one of the best college football seasons in the history of the game, to be completely honest with you. Not just a Heisman season. Like, you start talking about all-time Heisman seasons, and you have to put him in the top 5, if not the top 3, in my opinion. This is what he's done is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about the snaps that he had, that he basically played this year, when you talk about winning the Bednarik, when you talk about winning the Biletnikoff against steep competition, you look at the year T-Mac had down in Arizona, and I feel bad for him. I mentioned it on the show last night. It's like when people ran up against the 72-10 Bulls, like there were a lot of teams that had great seasons, but you just ran up against the wrong guy at the wrong time. And apologies to the guys like Dylan Gabriel had a great year. Ashton Jeanty, great year, but man, generational, man. Like, we're talking the G word, and I know we throw that out a lot, but we may never, ever see a season like this again. Like, we may never see somebody win the Bednarik and the Biletnikoff again. And I just think that I mean, there would have to be something like a clear, motivated misjudgment or guided travesty. Give me some more words. It don't matter. Any type of word.
It would be a fix, is what it would be.
F-I-X.
It would have to be a fix in order for him not to win. But let me ask you this then, because you just said it and I said it yesterday. This is generational. This may never happen again, to clean sweep all the awards. So doesn't that almost make the Thorpe Award like complicit in this fix? Because how can you win the Bednarik and not win the Thorpe? And he wasn't even a finalist for it either. That's ridiculous. So he can win all these other awards, but he doesn't win the award that specifies the position in which he won all the other awards at. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. That, in my opinion, it's almost criminal, because you're never going to have a situation again where somebody can win every award he's up for. Like that, ever. It's never going to happen again, folks. I know Barry Bonds was juiced, but this is Barry Bonds hitting 90 home runs or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but still, this is an all-time season, and I just wish the Thorpe Award would have just really thought about what they were doing before they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that it takes a little bit of luster off the award, in my opinion. It's just like, you think about think about some of the guys, but I'm like, bro, like, think about this. Well, if I believe in, let's say it's a shoe guy, and there's a shoe guy, and I say he's the holy grail of shoes, and this guy has the best opinion of shoes, and yada yada woody wood, and he comes back and he says the greatest shoe of all time is the K-Swiss Classic, and I'm like, bro. Not comparing anybody else to a K-Swiss, but I'm just saying the best shoe of all time is the K-Swiss Classic. When you have Jordans, you have Bo Jacksons, you have Deons, Pennies, Barclays. Clearly, there is something flawed with your thinking. And so now going forward, when he says something, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, because, like you said, you look at the clean sweep that Travis Hunter made last night, and you're like, is the Thorpe just trying to be different? Are they just trying? Like, you ever see?
He's not even a candidate.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
You're not a candidate.
Like the top four. Like you look at the top four stats. So if you add Travis Hunter to Malachi Starks, Janae Barron, who I think had a great year, and Caleb Downs, he's second, and second in the main categories for that award, and first when it comes to overall overall defensive rating according to PFF. Like, how can you be 2, 2, 2, and 1 and not even 3? Like, the math doesn't even math. So, I mean, at that point, it's like, bro, like, all right, okay, Thorpe, y'all, you ever see people that just say stuff just so they can get views, or say stuff just so people can look at them? So, what better way? Because think about this: the Thorpe Award doesn't go along with the rest of these awards. They get out in front of it. They're first. They stand on the island by themselves. So maybe that was one of those things where they're just like, hey, look at us. We're the Thorpe Award. And, hey, we have different standards, and we're Thorping it because Jim Thorpe was the Thorpiest. And no disrespect to him, but come on, bro. Like, I feel like that was more so of a look at me moment. Just like when a ref in a game makes a tough call that you haven't called all game, like, well, I'm the ref, and you're going to respect my authority. That's kind of how I feel like the board with the Thorpe kind of handled Travis Hunter. And now you're just seeing that with everybody else just kind of saying, okay, guys, like, let's call a spade a spade. This guy's the best player in college football on either side of the ball.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes you look at the Thorpe Award like, all right, bro, y'all got to fix it. Like, and maybe
it's just maybe the Thorpe Award was thinking, like, we're just going to give it to a guy who only plays DB. That's the only thing I can come up with. Like, just a pure DB, and that's it. Not a guy who does literally everything. So, but again, that's their choice, I guess. I don't give away the award. Obviously, I've never backpedaled in my life. I kick-stepped a couple of times, but never backpedaled.
Man, like even with, and real quick, even with Barron, the type of year that Barron had, phenomenal year. I watched Barron all year long. Great guy, filled up the stat box. But for Travis Hunter not to even be a finalist, that's what's kind of just like not even a finalist.
So what's a bigger snub? Travis getting snubbed for the Thorpe. I mean, he's not even a finalist, or Shador getting snubbed for the Heisman.
Man, that's almost like asking who's the tallest, like Undertaker or Kane. Like, they both up there. Like, they both the same, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, like it's just like random slaps in the face. Like, are you serious? which kind of makes
why do you think that's happening now? Do you think people are getting Colorado fatigue?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's Colorado fatigue. I think it's Dion fatigue. I think it's just the program fatigue. Shedeur
Fuck
fatigue,
yeah, it is.
Travis
I'm
fatigue.
so glad. That makes me so happy. We make you tired. It's just
yeah, it's just fatigue, man, because you can't come up with if there was an argument that made sense, truly, then I would go for it. But
there's not.
It's not. It's not. Like, there's not.
It's just hate.
Clean, old-fashioned, good old-fashioned, just like the rivalry between Georgia and Georgia Tech. Good old-fashioned hate. Like, that's all it is, bro.
God, that was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
God almighty, that was a good college football game, bro. That shit was awesome. All right, well, look. The awards are what they are. Heisman Trophy is going to go to Travis Hunter tomorrow night, the second in the school's history, behind a great friend of mine, and God rest his soul, Rashawn Salam, who've been looking down on the proceedings. It's special, man. When your alma mater and a place where you play gets to hoist a Heisman, that's a pretty special moment. It happened in my childhood when I was growing up, and it was one of those moments where you're like, wow, Colorado's really on the map. Look what Coach McCartney did. And it's another one of those moments in Boulder, so many years later, what it would be 30 years later now to the year that, you can look back and say, look what Coach Prime and all of his guys did. So let's talk about the transfer portal now a little bit and the recruiting side of things. What'd you think about the class of freshmen?
Yeah, love it. I love how they attack certain positions. Tight end, I thought, was a telltale sign of what's to come. When you look at how heavily they went, you go get two tight ends that both have multiple functionality where they can run and where they can, block and catch the ball. I think that just tells you, that's like reading the tea leaves, that Colorado's planning on running the ball this year. You look at where some of the other places that they focus that you wanted to get somebody who could help you in the return game. You got some guys who are just like physically freaky. When you look at the offensive linemen, the type of guys they had, Carday Smith just got, I believe, the Rivals Award for top performer at the Alabama-Mississippi game. He's another freak athlete on the offensive line. What's my man? Is it Chauncey Gooden?
Chauncey Gooden is a road grader now. He'll move quick.
Yeah, man, and like a supersized dancing panda. Like, as far as the feet that he has with that frame is incredible. So I think with that class, there are pieces, and they're all guys who I feel like have a workman-like work ethic, where they can come into the culture. There's a sense of maturity with them, where they come into the culture, they can basically kind of take the culture in early, and you won't get some of the issues that you have with the average freshman when you're just chasing stars. So I think that they were very pointed and very selective with their class. They didn't take a ton of kids. They took about what? I think they signed 15, maybe 14, 15?
15
commit.
Take 15. And I think more than anything, when you look at the overall rating, so a lot of times we look at the rankings based on what was your overall ranking on the class, but volume plays a part in your overall ranking for the class. But I also like to go and look at player average. Now, when you rank Colorado as far as player average, I believe they're top 20, which is a far cry from, I think, in the 30s where they are. So per player, I think they're right in the 89 range, which is teetering on a 4-star range. So if you're averaging 4 stars on a high school level, and then you can supplement that with guys who are former 4 stars and guys who have production at the college level through the transfer portal, I think it's a recipe for success, and I can't wait to see how it pans out.
Let me ask you, of those 14 signees, any highlights or players that you really are excited to see going into next season?
Man, what's my man from North Crawley? Quentin Gibson. Can't wait to see him. Man, his highlight film is so exciting. And me being a smaller guy, I love to see those jitterbugs, those like scat back type, old school, like almost like a Brian Mitchell, if you want to go back to the Redskins, or you want to think about
Brian Mitchell's a bad man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, guys who can do a little bit of everything. You get out the way, put me in space, and let me make somebody miss. When you look at what he was able to do against DeSoto, he basically beat them by himself. And for a guy who at his size, who can play on the perimeter, run every route on the route tree, he can play in the slot, he can catch the ball on jet sweeps, bubbles, and returns. On reverses. I just think that type of functionality is something that can get you on the field fast at Colorado, because if you're a playmaker, you're going to be allowed to make plays, and he'll have a chance to, because if you can't tackle him in practice, you're not going to be able to tackle him on Saturdays. And I think he's somebody that I'm excited to see.
Now I'm huge on versatility, Dukes. I was versatile in the trench. I played both ways in the NFL for a lot of years. I think that Coach Prime has a very special eye when it comes to IDing versatile football players. Is this the new wave of the future? I mean, we see it a little bit in the NFL with skill players that play multiple positions and Deebo Samuel and whatnot. But I think that Travis Hunter is going to pave a new path for guys to do this more. I mean, do you think there's any positions that can't transfer? I mean, why can't the nose tackle play guard and nose tackle the whole game? That'd be fun.
I think, and you can attest to this, I think it's also there's a capacity level, right? Intellectually, there's a capacity level that you have to have in order to be able to take in. There's a difference between being a package player and a full two-way player. See, a package player, you got your original plays on this one side of the ball, whatever your specialty is, and then you only have to add another 5 or 6 because, that's my package. I know when I come in. But the thing that makes Colorado special with how they use their guys when they go both ways is that you have to be able to take in the entirety of the playbook, so you're not a key or you're not a tendency when we see you in the game. So usually when you see packages, you know what to expect for the most part. Sometimes you'll see a defensive lineman come in as a decoy and they may go play action, but it's usually in a heavy set. So you're not going to put that guy in on a 5 wide. When you have a guy who can truly play both positions, you cannot key in on this guy. So if it's a guy, for example, let's take a guy like Colton Hood. Okay, when you see him on offense, if he can pick up the entire offense, you know how dynamic he is with the ball in his hands. Let's say he was able to pick up the entire offense. When you saw him in the game, you don't have to just key in on jet sweep or tunnel or 9 route. How many times have you seen Travis Hunter run routes outside of those two, either a tunnel, bubble, or 9? You can't key in on him because he can run the entire route, and I think that's important. So versatility is if the first step to versatility is going to be intellectual capacity. How much can you take in order to not be a key or to not be a tendency for the defense to key in based on your presence in the game?
Makes sense, man. I'm excited about the future up there.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, look, the transfer portal. Let's get into that, Bailey.
Well, yeah, let's go into the transfer portal. Man, there's a lot. I mean, we've discussed several different recruits all week, including Josh Bates, Oklahoma offensive lineman, Phil Lodho coach. He's visiting Colorado early next week, I believe. We also discussed Liberty quarterback transfer Caden Salter. Let me just ask you, of all these portal players who are coming to visit Colorado, who do you find interest in? Who are you excited about, and who do you think Colorado must land?
Man, a guy that I really like that I think is flying under the radar because a lot of people are talking about there may be some holes at linebacker is Deebo Atkins. Xavier Atkins from LSU. He's out of Houston by way of Louisiana. Freakish athlete. He goes about 6 feet, but he's one of those guys. We call him down here we call him like tight skin guys, like where the muscles just kind of pop, like not a lot of skin on them, like 1,000% lean, built like a pro wrestler. Lean build, fast as hell, explosive, has a really nasty disposition playing linebacker. Some people like height-wise, he may be a tad undersized, but when I tell you, he packs a wallop and he can run. You don't have to bring him out on third downs. If you can put him at the mic because he understands football, but he's really a freak and a nuisance at the weak side linebacker position. I think he had a really good relationship with Coach Hart before he ended up signing with LSU because he is a Louisiana guy at heart, but from in the last recruiting cycle, he was one of those guys that started out maybe not as a 3-star, not too highly ranked. And the more you saw him play when he moved to Houston, you just saw him making plays in that classification. He played, I believe, out of Humble, Texas, I believe, something like that. But Deebo Atkins, his nickname is Deebo. That's enough. Anytime I see somebody named Deebo, they've been the player. And a guy who I've had extensive experience with when I talk to him. So talked to him a little bit once he let his intentions be known, and the excitement that he had for Colorado was like, bro, like, man, I really like Colorado. Like, it fits me. I feel like they understand who I am as a player, and I want to get there and I want to go to work. So Xavier Atkins is somebody who, if the visit goes well, I can see him committing sooner than later.
Oh, boy, man, I'll tell you. So, okay, this is my last question, and we'll get you out of here. I know you're a busy man. Make sure you guys all follow Dukes on all the different platforms, all the different shows. I mean, this man is everywhere. What's the limit here, bro? Like, what are we talking here? I mean, the Big 12 is right for the pickings. Texas and Oklahoma are gone. You know, we're back in old stomping grounds. We almost made the conference title game the first year we're back. Arizona State wins it. They're picked last in the conference. They end up winning it. Yeah. I mean, what are we talking? Can Colorado just absolutely dominate this conference for years to come?
Absolutely, and I think you can look at what they're doing in the transfer portal. All right, let's look at the offensive line. I believe you returned 4 starters, right? Okay, yep. But you're recruiting 3 or 4 offensive linemen to come in with what you already have, and you already have decent depth based on last year's transfer portal haul. So when you start recruiting 7 to play 5, now that gets different. Now you're raising the entire level. You're making luxury picks. We're going to bring this guy in to compete, and guys want to come compete because they want to be in this winning culture. It's set up like when you think about when people are starting to transfer out, they can go start at other schools. You didn't see a ton of that last year, but this year you're going to see some starters leave. When you can provide starters to other institutions, now you know you're cooking with grease. So that's what Colorado is starting to build. The same thing that Georgia does. Georgia puts out about 7 to 8 starters across the country every year. So does Bama. You lose starters and who weren't playing for you. So I think this is the same thing that Colorado is building. Imagine the competition that you have in practice. If you can let a guy walk from the portal, you can tell him, thank you for your service. We appreciate you. We hope the best for you. And it's genuine, but there just may not have been an immediate path to playing time here because the guys that we have that we're penciling in or that you'll be competing against that may be blocking your way are really that good. And I think that speaks volumes to how the roster is flipped. I was looking at a video from Jason Whitlock. You know, sometimes I like to go see what he's
I'm glad you brought this up because we were going to ask you about this last.
My next question.
Look at this, same page.
Yeah. I was looking at Whitlock and he was saying Deion can't be a Christian because he let so many people go in the first he kicked people out of the team. I'm like, bro,
what?
When you have a 1-11 roster, if you keep that same roster, what do you think you're going to be next year?
I'm just saying, like, I know more about that team than anybody. I talked to it. I gave them a speech in the only game they won all year. And it was, with the exception of maybe 4 or 5 offensive linemen that all went and started other places, and Jordan Tyson, it was maybe the worst roster I've ever seen. And it was just, no offense to Coach Sanford and all the men that were up there not trying to pull punches. The scores were the scores. Yeah. It was it was as low as you could get as a proud program. So I don't know what Coach Prime's supposed to do. What is he just supposed to walk in and be like, I'm here to this isn't Noah's Ark, bro. He's here to win football games.
Right. And it's a part of it. Like you think about every other roster in college football. When you're not good, what do you have to do to get good? You got to get players. I don't care what
you have to turn over.
Yeah, you got to turn them over. So at the end of the day, when you have an overhaul like that and you bring in your new guys and you bring in guys who can do specific things, every year it gets a little bit better. So now you look at from 1-11 to 4-8. Now you look at 9-3. Now look at that roster. Yes, you lose some of the top end talent, but how do you replace a really great guy? You bring in multiple good guys. So now across the board, the competition in practice is better. The culture is better because everybody is talented and you're not looking at one guy. One guy can't break your roster. Think about this. Remember, like back in the day, when you had one guy who was this much better than everybody else on the roster, the entire roster followed what that guy did. So if that guy didn't want to practice hard, then nobody practiced hard because everybody respected the talent. When everybody on that team is equally talented, and you may have some peaks and some valleys, but you have basically the same amount of talent where everybody can play ball, then one guy, no matter how good you are, cannot break that culture. And I think it's important for you to top grade your roster every year. You're always looking for ways to get better because if you want to compete with the SEC, if you think Kirby Smart is apologizing for letting 7, 8 starters go every year, he's not. If you can't play here, look, we're going to tell people you did a great job here, but there just wasn't a way for you to play. And I think that's fair. And so to just summarize everything, winning football looks a certain way. And when they get off the bus, it ain't just how it looks getting off the bus, it's what happens when you walk on that field. So that 1-11 team has some big guys on there, but some of those big guys may not have been particularly fast. They may not have been particularly aggressive. Now you've got guys who play football at a championship level because once again, Colorado was a tiebreaker away from playing in the Big 12 championship. So if that's what you consider, like in your second year, if you're already there, I think that Colorado, especially with the way that they recruit, they are set up to be a power in the Big 12 for years to come.
All right, last question, and then we'll get you out of here because I forgot about this one. Because I know you know this kid so well. All right, Juju is 17. He went up a year to get out of high school, and he's early enrolling. I'm not saying the man can't do it because this game is all about proving it, right? And I don't care how old you are. When you're special, you're special.
Mm-hmm.
You think he walks in? A lot of Colorado country seems to think this kid is going to walk in and it's going to be pick up where Shedeur left off, and we're rolling. I think that maybe it's a little bit harder than that at the quarterback position, which is why they're bringing in the Liberty kid potentially. Where do you stand on all this knowing Juju better than anybody?
I think he's capable, but he still has to prove it. You have to see it. And you would be irresponsible to bring in a 17-year-old and expect them to lead guys who have kids without proving it on the field. You can't hand that over. He has to go out and win it, because if you hand it to him, just like with anything else in the world, nobody respects anything that you didn't earn. So if something is just handed to you, how are you going to command a locker room? How are you going to tell a 23 or a 24-year-old guy who's running around, hey, man, bro, get your S together if you haven't proven it on the field? So I think you have to give him the opportunity to beat somebody out who does have experience. If he beats somebody out, whoever they bring in, whether it be Salter or someone else, if you beat them out, there's a certain level of respect, because you can't beat anybody out without the players knowing that you're the best option as well. Because anytime, and anybody who's played any sport, whether it be daddy ball or whether it be someone who has some type of political, whatever it is, the politics that go along with playing time, if somebody doesn't earn it, they have the worst experience on the team.
Oh, it's terrible.
Everybody knows it. And I hate it for the kids that have to go out and play because their dad's the coach and he may not be the best option, because everybody is going to resent you. And I don't think Colorado knows enough to not set him up in that position. So do I think he can do it? Absolutely. But does he have to earn it? For sure.
Phil Dukes, give it up, everybody. Brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. Keep doing you, bro. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to your family. And we'll talk soon.
All right, for sure, man. Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Phil, thank you for joining. Peace. Shout out to
Man,
Phil Dukes. Always great when he joins.
Always the best.
Terrific insight. He's a
so much information.
Yeah.
Hey, so all y'all here in the chat and whatnot, thank you, obviously. We'll be on next week, but we'll teeter this down as we get closer to Christmas. We'll probably take a couple days off, obviously. Next Monday, though, start thinking about your top 10 buffs. I mean, it's time to redo the list, because you're losing two of the best players in Colorado history this year, and that's very rare. That you can lose great players, but I don't know if they break your top 10 list. But if these two don't, then maybe your list is a little outdated. That's all I'm saying. So especially with one of them bringing home a Heisman and the other one bringing home quarterback awards that have never been brought home in the history of this school. So, the Shedeur's about to go number one. That's never happened before in Boulder. We haven't had a quarterback drafted since Detmer in 96. Is he better than Cordell? Is he better than Darian Hagan? Is he number one? Is Travis Hunter number one? Where's Rashawn Salam? Do we forget about a 2,000-yard season pretty quick?
Yeah.
Where's Big Al? Where are sentiment picks? Where are your favorite players of all time? Like Steve Rosga is one of my favorite players of all time. Not on the top 10 list, but he might be on mine.
Right.
Where do you rank all the great offensive linemen? Where do you, I'd like to hear, everybody's list. So I already sent Bailey mine. We're not going to show it to you.
Made it, but Monday, we're going to drop Matt's top 10.
Yeah, so we'll drop the top 10 list on Monday, and I really want to hear what the chat has to say about it. I think that'll be a good combo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt, I got some more stuff to ask you before we get out of here. We still got a lot to talk about, but let's get into it. First question. 49ers linebacker Devontae Campbell last night on Thursday Night Football left during the third quarter. And those familiar with the situation, Drake Greenlaw, who had an unfortunate injury last season and was been out for a really long time, came back and takes that middle linebacker spot. Apparently, Devontae Campbell had a problem with it, was asked to go in the game in the third quarter, and he walked off the field. and he left the game. And several 49ers players have said he should be cut.
And he did. He got cut. He's gone.
And he ended up getting cut. So, Matt, go ahead.
Deuces, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that career that you worked your balls off for was worth it. There's a difference between retiring.
Horrific look.
There's a difference between retiring and quitting. Okay? There's a difference. There's how you fucking walk away from shit. How you decide to end things as a player matters.
Mm-hmm.
I take a lot of pride in the fact that I got to choose when I decided to stop playing football. When my body was cooked, I decided to retire with a full pension. Now, this guy is fully vested, but how can you look anyone in the face? This is worse than Albert Hainsworth, Jeff George shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you're just a terrible human.
Yeah.
Like this is quitting on your team shit in the middle of the game. Like Antonio Brown did this, but Antonio Brown is fucking crazy. Okay. And everyone knew Antonio Brown was fucking crazy when he did this. And they knew he was crazy before he did it. And when he did it, everyone said, oh, look, Antonio Brown's fucking crazy. And it was like, it wasn't that huge of a story because, it was a huge story, but it wasn't not like this. Because everyone knew that Antonio Brown's crazy. When Vontaze Burfict decapitated Antonio Brown in that playoff game, the CTE switch went off the stage. And it was over. Fucking, it was done. So
this is a different AV,
crazy, right? And he quit, and he made a skeptical of it. This guy just walked off the field because your feelings are hurt because the other guy's back.
I guess.
Look, the majority of the NFL, 90% of the NFL are not stars. They're grunts. You're a grunt. It's okay. Be proud of it. You're a 1%er.
And here's this post on an Instagram story. Says, for the audio listeners, says someone is about to get a great football player that's been badly misused. Oh well.
Yeah, in the fucking Mexican leagues.
Yeah, I really do think that he committed career suicide in this NFL career suicide.
You want to talk about self-sabotage, bro? Look, self-sabotage is a funny thing, homie. And people have the world by the balls when they make an emotional snap decision, and then they're like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?"
Mm-hmm.
And I've done it before. Never to this extent, of course, but right. Everybody's made snap decisions that didn't work out. Look, I retired from the NFL in the offseason after an off-the-field injury. It was terrible. I felt like I was disrespected by the head coach. I didn't want to hear shit anymore, and I retired. And I had 9 injury waivers, and I was at the end of my rope anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What's this guy's stats? Like, look up his career. Like, fuck it, I don't really care about his stats, but just look up 8 years in.
Yeah, he's drafted in 2016.
So he's 8 years into his career.
Yeah, he has 858 total tackles, 9.5 sacks, 8 forced fumbles.
Yeah, so he's a good middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Didn't he play for the Packers?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player. He's not a great player, but he's a good player.
Solid player. Yeah.
Okay, solid fucking linebacker, right? Even shitty players in the NFL are pretty good. I feel like this is just, I don't know how you can think about this in your head and rationalize it in a way that's good. Like, he is getting fucking murdered on the internet right now.
Oh, Twitter's running with this.
And I've heard people like, well, do you think you have any sympathy for him? Fuck no. No, dude. Quit after the game. Go in, play your 20 plays when they need you, be disgruntled, and ask for your release. You know what I'm saying? Go ask for your release. This is some bitch-ass shit, dude. I'm sorry, but
Justina Anderson, who says,
kick rocks, homie.
No, there's no need to jump to instant job loss after Charveri's word said he should be cut. And this is the part of the problem.
This is the sympathy for quitting. That's a choice. That didn't happen to him. He didn't break his leg. He didn't get Alex Smith. He didn't get hurt off the field. He doesn't have to make some fucking snap judgment that ruined his career. Bro, he could have gotten fucking anything could have happened other than this, and it would have been a better way to quit.
Yeah.
Anything. He could have gotten in he could have drove his Lamborghini into a fucking pillar and broke his leg, and it would have been a better fucking way to end your career than this.
I mean, shit.
It would have been a better way. You just would have been
That's not great either, man. That's horrible
too. Instead of like, this guy's a quitter. Why? This guy couldn't get a fucking job painting houses, bro. Like, no offense to house painters. I'm saying, like, I wouldn't let him lay fucking brick.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't let him clean a fucking stall at Triple Creek Ranch, dog. What the fuck?
Right.
That's my ranch, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I won't let him clean a stall. He'll quit. I need you to be there at 5 a.m. Stall cleaner? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, I'm just going to give some advice. Don't be this guy. You don't have to be this person. If you're struggling and you hate yourself inside your own head, you don't need to take it out on yourself every day. Life's hard enough. Give yourself a fucking break. I understand that he's disgruntled because he got replaced by Dre Greenlaw. He's not any good.
No, come on. We forget Dre Greenlaw. Like, come on now. Like,
look, dog, when I was with the Jets, like, I had just got back from Europe, and I was first team all NFL Europe and one offensive lineman of the year, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty fucking good. I'm going to start for the Jets next year, blah, blah. And then they went and signed Alan Faneca. Was I like, oh, fuck this, I'm not going to work? No, I was like, Alan fucking Faneca? Yeah, I think he's going to start. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, this is some, what the fuck is going on, dog? What happened to football players? What is happening? I want to know what is happening.
Oh man, I don't know. This is I saw this last
night.
This guy
opted out of 3
ammunition.
Paychecks.
Yeah, well, he's losing money, and then it's just instant ammunition for everybody to go out.
Oh yeah, he'll never get another job again as long as he lives.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. He ended his NFL career.
This is almost this is like almost as ridiculous as John Runyon being in fucking charge of penalties for play off the
John Runyon Sr. Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I used to watch John Runyon get ran over by Michael Strahan every other Monday night game. And he would do such dirty shit. And when I found out he was in charge of penalties, I was like, wow, the NFL has no coup. They're just like, fuck you. We know that you know this is a scam, but we don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
I love the Runyon clip. My favorite is the Runyon clip that gets showed every time there's some like fine or penalty attempt. Head like spearing the guy. I'm like,
and then like when he sends these letters and he's like, your play was monumentally crude and ruthless.
Does not represent what the NFL is.
What's wrong with this guy, dog? Fucking idiot. I want to just somebody interview him and be like, so can you describe what hypocrite means? The word hypocrite in the dictionary, does it have a picture of your face? Go. What do you do with all the fine money?
What do you do with all
what the fuck, John?
Where does it all go?
Where's all the fine money go, John? Fucking dick.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Matt.
Yeah, look, I'm going on a first day, Friday the 13th. By the way, it's Friday the 13th. Ooh. Fucking drink some blood and listen to some fucking metal. What? Sorry. I want to start the Fuck John Runyon campaign.
Oh boy.
Fuck John Runyon. FJR. Fuck John Runyon. It's the first day of the FJR. Anybody that wants to get involved, comment. Let me know. We're gonna how many donations can we get to fucking like fortify and go after this motherfucker and get him removed? We need some nice guy to be the fucking rules committee guy, don't we?
I think we need someone who
wasn't the dirtiest player in the league.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, someone who didn't do some dirty shit.
The new warden is Conrad
Dobler. Not how we represent the NFL. Like, oh my fuck.
Yeah, who are we gonna fucking appoint next? Conrad Dobler? Rodney Harrison, he should be in charge of safety hits.
Matt, we need someone. What if you did it?
No, I don't want to do that fucking job, dog. I was a dick.
That's fair.
I don't think anything's a penalty, dog. That kid got hit the other night, and I was angry they threw the flag.
Me too. I mean, shit.
Everybody, if you were one of the people that are like, that's a flag, you're either a Texas fan, obviously, or you're a Georgia fan, obviously, or you're a bitch. I vote for Incognito. That would be a good one. Now, I played against Richie several times, and he is the biggest prick son of a bitch on earth, and I respect it. I do. But I don't think he would be a really good, like, rules monitor guy. Bill Romanowski, probably not another good one.
No.
Just saying.
You're giving out great names here. Well,
but look, I like, but you're talking about some great players. Richie Incognito, that you don't. Let me ask, do you not want that at guard? No, you do. After playing against him, trust me, you want that at guard. It is a pain in the fucking. It sucks. He's always on your ass. He's mean. You have to watch your knees. He's a prick. It's just he'll do anything at any time. He'll grab nuts in a pile. He gives no fucks. I dig guys like that, bro. That's the way I want 5 of them just like that.
Absolutely. Matt, I got to ask you about this list. Have you seen this list from On3? I was going to ask Phil Dukes about this, but I think this list is horseshit, mostly because are we serious right now? Are we going to not have Colorado on this list? And
so it's just the Big Ten and the SEC? No, this is. I don't believe this list at all. We had more than 4.3 million viewers. Easy.
This is my point. I don't know.
We had more than that in like 2 games.
That's my whole point. This is what I'm saying. I get SEC viewership's great, but fuck. Are we really going to sit here and lie and say that Colorado was? I don't know.
Yeah, because then they put a picture of old fucking frown face Timmy. Right? They put old fucking Remedial up here with no arms.
I wonder
how his elbow feels right now.
Yeah, is he going to play?
Like, does he have the Chicago backhand just on principle, just because he got his hand ripped off?
Chicago backhand.
Does it hurt more here or here?
I say Chicago backhand on his show in a while. That's where that started.
Just saying.
I don't know. Just another interesting list that I saw. I was like, Colorado isn't on this list.
Well, that's okay. People look. Colorado is just like a good porno. There's no bad angles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except for the one where you're like looking at that. That's gross. Whatever flashed in your head. That's what I think is disgusting.
This is fucking hilarious.
Can Josh Place play guard? Yeah, he can play guard, and Cash can play center. Yes, that could happen. Yeah. But Josh, we know how we were just talking about like super pricks. Josh Bates is like really, really mean, like super mean. And Cash is a big, nice kid, and that's great. Either one can work.
Yeah.
Just Saturday was just as good as fucking, just as good as Incognito. So,
amen to that.
Yeah. See you at 7.2 million per game. Yeah. So that list is fucking wrong.
Just thought I'd bring that up. I saw it on Twitter the other day. I was like, just thought I'd bring that. Matt, great show on this fine Friday.
It was okay.
I thought it was awesome.
No,
Phil Dukes joins.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it was cool.
It was cool. Another day. Phil Dukes joined the show. It's always great having him on. We talk recruiting. We talk Colorado's 2020.
He did a great job as usual.
Early signing class, the transfer portal. He dropped a little bit of Jason Whitlock in there. But hey, great show on this fine Friday.
Hey, so is Shitlock going to go to the bowl game?
Good question. I'll figure out.
Colorado fans, because I don't think I'm going to go because I don't really want to fuck with the airport during the holidays or drive there.
I know how Matt feels about airplanes already, so I'm not surprised.
Fucking airplane, dog. I'm out. I don't want to drive 15 hours, so I'll probably just watch it on my sofa. We'll do a watch party, last one of the year. Are you taking marshmallows to peg his fat ass with? Like anything? Are we going to talk enough shit to this to Fatlock?
Hold on. Before you say that, this is what I had to say. The amount of shit that we got for having JB on yesterday, but I haven't seen a fucking peep about Joel Klatt going on Whitlock. What are we? This is the thing. Double standard.
People got mad about JB being on.
Are we going to pretend that the chat didn't have an issue with it? Come on, the whole challenge.
I had to talk them off the ledge because a scary guy was on TV.
Just saying, but Whitlock, I don't know if
I'm
Whitlock's
not going to watch them anymore because JB was on.
only asked JB about something that he defended Dion.
You should quit in the third quarter, you little bitch.
Great.
Hey, just pull a Campbell, dog. I'm out.
Fuck
Fuck it, I'm out.
Campbell. Oh, jeez.
He's just straight fucking fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, I'm out.
Boy,
You've never seen that movie either, huh?
Stop asking me about movies, Matt. You know I'm not a movie guy.
No, Bailey. This is a problem, dog.
No, it's not. No, it's not
Yeah,
you.
it is.
No. I am who I am. I ain't gonna change. I am who I am, Matt.
Look, JB's a prick, man. It's okay.
Yeah, JB
Life's
hates
full of
everything.
pricks. It's okay. Fuck, get over it.
Yeah, you gotta love it. But hey, great show, and shout out to Trav for the donation. Super chats are open, by the way.
Appreciate you, Trav.
People hit
Stanley,
those.
where you at, dog? Where's Stanley go?
Yeah, we haven't seen
Trav,
Stanley
appreciate
Harrison
you,
in a while.
Thanks.
Stanley, if you're listening, we'd love to see you in the chat.
Hey, but let me ask
say
you
what's up.
real
Super
quick
chat or
before
not,
we-
just say what's up. We appreciate you, Stanley Harris. You're the man.
Which is a bigger snub? Shador getting snubbed for the Heisman or Travis not even being a finalist for the Thorpe?
The more I think about it, I think if
He's not even.
you said something about the Thorpe that I didn't think about. If are they just saying who only played DB? If that's
If
how it is,
you're only giving it to a DB, like, well, he just played DB, so that's why we did it the way we did it. Even though the best DB,
what other explanation is there, man?
he never left the field at DB. I don't
That's the
understand.
whole fucking point. I don't understand that.
Well, remember the 2 picks he dropped, and then the 2 picks that got called back.
Yeah,
that really would have changed things, I think.
Especially the one against Texas Tech where he's shooting the fucking air. Yeah.
The best fucking pick he ever had with jumping off sides. God damn it.
Ridiculous. I know.
Fucking son of a bitch. Goddamn defensive lineman. You're right over the fucking ball. And I can say that because I've done that before and I fucked up and they're like, you're right over the ball. And I'm like, no fucking shit. I know I'm over the ball. Fuck you. Stop talking to me. Do your fucking job. Fuck.
Well, yeah, but hey, yeah, I think obviously, I think Trav's with the Thorpe, obviously, but I also think Shador not being in the top 4. I really think Shador is better than Cam Ward. That's my thing in the top 4, but I don't know. Either way, they're both great quarterbacks, and they'll probably end up going 1 and 2 in the draft.
Of course, they have a safety as a finalist. The safety is a defensive back. Defensive backs, big corner and safety and nickel. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I think you got the message from Matt.
Did we take Palomalu's Thorpe award away because he played safety? Nope. Don't think so. How about this one? Chris Hudson played safety for the fucking Buffs. Should we take his Thorpe away? Because Dion played corner primarily and he won. Just saying, dog.
Chat's interesting today. Chat, you should become a member though of the Dungeon family for only $2.99.
You should donate more money too. I don't understand why you guys don't just like this should be like a fucking episode of like us playing fucking Mario Brothers, and I'm just picking up coins. Ching all day. Mario, Luigi, and we're rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Super chats are open. Become a member of the Dungeon family for only $2.99. Best $2.99 you ever spent. We'll be back on Monday. Matt,
you guys actually think that fucking Travis Hunter isn't going to win the Heisman? Dude, shut up.
Who's putting this into the brains? I don't know. Social media really drags people. I'm getting asked about this by JB and Sean, and then I have to sit here and really fucking argue this shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Go look at
I will say this, though. Are the drones aliens?
Huh?
Are the drones aliens, or are they? Why are there so many drones?
He asked you about that. You know how many?
Why are there so many drones?
He sends me like 5 posts a day. I'm like, JB,
why are there so many drones?
Something's going on. I'm not going to doubt it. JB's on to something. Something's going on.
We're all about to die. Who do I think is a future buff in the gym? If I could have it my way, I would say Breck, obviously. Reese Russell. and Deacon, all three of them. Davis Moon.
Rich Rod is back. Shout out
Davis
to John.
Moon. Nick McChesney. Pretty cool that I get to say that. That's pretty awesome. And I mean it too. Let's see here. I think John Stevens, the big defensive lineman up in Windsor, I think he's good enough to play at the Division I Power 5 level. I'd like to see you to start recruiting him. Now, there's a long list, but there's a couple names for you. Some guys in the gym busting their asses.
Absolutely. Shout out to Matt and 60 Academy, putting out nothing but the best.
Man, Rich Rod being back in West Virginia, you remember how fucking good those teams were, bro? Steve Slayton.
Yeah, I think here's one thing I said to Sean.
Who was the fucking other? Who was the back? The Tavon Austin. Holy fuck, dog. Tavon Austin was like the fastest human being I've ever seen.
Was him? Geno Smith was the quarterback, and they had what? Bailey, the receiver.
Yeah, Geno. Geno was there. They were good, but they were really, really good under Pat
White.
Pat White. I remember Pat White played for the Dolphins and then got killed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
hitting a hell of a player. But hey, let me ask you. Let's talk some betting for tomorrow. Army-Navy game. It's going to be a hell of a matchup.
And Schmidt, the fucking fullback that like smashed the helmet against his face and got him cut up. Psycho.
Let me ask you. Is this game going under tomorrow?
Army and Navy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no. No, it's only 40, right?
It was at 39. It's up to 40 again.
It's going to go over. I say over because they can both throw the ball. So I think it'll go over.
Yep, I was right.
I think it'll be a great game. I love the fucking uniforms, the fucking Army uniform honoring the 101st Airborne.
I saw that.
It's so fucking cool with the shamrock on the side of the helmet. It is fucking awesome. It's like an old Army helmet with a shamrock. It's cool. And then the Jolly Rogers fucking for the Naval Academy is just the pirate flag on the side of the helmet is so fucking gangster, dude. I love it. That's fucking back-to-back World War champs, bitch.
Yep. While I pull out
back-to-back World War champs. That's right, motherfucker. Say something.
Yeah, right. And while I pull up these uniforms, Matt, I got to ask you, if you had to pick a winner for this game, I think Army's down to 6-point favorites for this game against Navy. Opened at
I'll take Army on the uniform alone.
You'll take Army the uniform alone.
Fuck yeah, dog. The Army uniform is so awesome.
I think Army is really. I mean, they both have really good seasons for the most part. Army.
They need to go get Air Force out of the Mountain West and put them in the AAU or AAC with them because Air Force doesn't deserve to stay in that conference. That conference is a shell of itself.
Mountain West, yeah, true. Well, here,
look at that fucking uniform, dog. That is so awesome.
Yeah, clean and
that's fucking cool looking. Look how cool that shit is. That's awesome too.
Those are sweet too. Like they're both of those. Those are sweet too.
God, they look good, dude. Fuck.
My prediction: I think Army wins. Do they cover? Bryson Daly's a hell of a player, and I thought he could have made an argument to be in New York for the Heisman at times. I mean, there's how many times I come on here and be like, Bryson Daly, 5 rushing touchdowns, hell of a player.
He's a fucking stud, dog. He should be in New York too. Why only 4? Like, why not invite guys from all over the country and get like 8 in there and honor everybody?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense why they limit themselves on this because it's a TV show and they got to fucking get through it in an hour. Is that why? Fuck.
I'm going to roll with the under as I typically do every year. And
you hate scoring, bro. You're always taking the under.
Yeah. Well, I don't always take the under, but in this game I will. I do like betting under, so I will say.
You would have fucking won.
A lot of money. Well,
last night was dog shit.
67% of bets are on the over, and only 36% of the money's on the over, though.
Yeah, you like to fucking play the heel.
I do, but I think Army wins. I think it'll probably. I'll say Navy covers though, and then I'm gonna take the under.
Well, I'm gonna watch that for damn sure, and then after the game, I'm gonna watch fucking Travis Hunter win the Heisman, second one in Colorado history. So all you Buff fans, congratulations.
Yep.
Congratulations, bro.
Can't wait. And
it makes me sit back and I have to give myself flowers because no one will ever give you flowers in this business if you don't congratulate yourself. I said this fucking 2 years ago. that Shedeur would be the first pick in the draft and that Travis Hunter will win the Heisman. So when that futures bet hits tomorrow, I did it at the very beginning of the year when Travis was like negative 15,000.
Oh my God, I hate you. Dude, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I
also
also have a futures bet where the Broncos and the Buffs both have 10 wins. So if the Buffs win their bowl game, and that was at like I put $1,000 on that. I put $1,000 on it, and it was negative 23,000 or something like that.
Holy fuck, Matt!
Yeah, because they were both at under 5.5.
30 fucking grand or some shit.
Yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, and then so let's pray to God that happens. So I'm praying to fucking God of skinny punks the Broncos could win too, and the Buffs can win their bowl game. And then if Travis wins the Heisman, that's another. I put 500 on that, so that's a big payday.
Holy shit!
So everybody, just don't listen to me, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll see you on Monday. Be ready for Matt's top 10.
Oh, do you remember this? When I do this, my fucking paws have been itching like a motherfucker. Oh, boy! It's gonna be a good weekend.
It's gonna be a good weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. I can't wait. It's gonna be a great weekend. And Sean King, JB. If y'all are listening, I debated y'all this morning. I don't think Matt or Prime jinxed Travis for being the fucking Heisman.
If I did jinx him, if someone else wins and I did jinx him, bro, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. But that I don't know how jinx aren't real, so I don't believe in
I have eyes. You have eyes.
I don't believe in jinx. I don't. The fucking Red Sox even won a title. I thought jinx were real. No, jinx don't mean shit. Just get a good team and then you'll win. Travis Hunter's winning the Heisman. The rest of the country, hold Colorado's nuts real quick. We'll come get these in a little bit.
Man, well, we're going to find out tomorrow night whether Travis Hunter wins the Heisman. I can't wait to see it. Matt, to all those watching, hit that like button, subscribe.
You think his girlfriend's going to go to the ceremony?
Oh my gosh! Don't start this shit.
Half of that's fine, Travis.
I think it's gonna be like a picture perfect, and
it's gonna be awesome.
There's not gonna be drama for social media to freak out over.
She's gonna do an awesome job. I love it.
That's what I think. Who knows though, Matt? I can't wait to see it. Travis Hunter will be coined the Heisman tomorrow night. We'll be back on Monday. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. We'll see you on Monday. Peace.